Hello, fellow Hoovians. Hoovian Queen here, and I know some of you are thinking, why are you making a video on a Monday? You should make videos on Wednesdays, blah blah blah. Well, here's the thing. I wanted to make a video talking about my thoughts on Doctor Who Series 11 so far. Yes, we are now halfway through Doctor Who Series 11, the first season with Jodie Whittaker as Doctor Number 13, and I want to give my thoughts about the season as we're now officially halfway through. Um, so I'm gonna give my brief thoughts as to each episode, and stuff like that. So let's talk a little bit about the first episode of this new season, "The Woman Who Fell to Earth." Now, I have to admit, I really enjoyed this episode a lot. Um, yes, there were some things that I wish they could have like explained a little bit. Like how come the people in Sheffield haven't like heard about all the alien invasion and stuff like that, and exactly how the Doctor survived the fall after being ejected from the TARDIS in Twice Upon a Time after the regeneration and stuff like that. And stuff like that. Like, oh, how was the Doctor able to build her own sonic screwdriver and blah 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 blah. But to me, those are kind of like minor things. I mean, uh, I'm not expecting the writers to like answer every single question. I mean, as far as I know, they might end up being like deleted scenes, like once the season comes out on DVD or something like that. Like maybe they weren't able to fit everything in there, but maybe they'll like fill in the gaps again with like deleted scenes or something like that. Once Series 11 premieres on DVD, whenever that's gonna happen, it's probably gonna be sometime next year. But anyway, um, but yeah, I thought The Woman Who Fell to Earth was a really great introduction uh, to Jodie's Doctor and how she spends a good majority of the time like in the 12th Doctor clothes, kind of like how in the 11th Hour Matt Smith spent most of the episode doing his thing in the 10th Doctor wardrobe, and that's kind of what was going on with Doctor Number 13. And I really, really like her new outfit. It looks really, really good. I remember like when they officially revealed it, like that photo, and everyone was like commenting on how it kind of looks like Mork's costume from Mork and Mindy, or how there's some similarity to Wesley Crusher's outfit from Star Trek: The Next Generation, like back in the early seasons and stuff like that. But I really, really like the new costume. It looks very well. It looks very good on her, and it definitely looks like something that you could cosplay as. And I've already seen like on like Facebook and Twitter and like I think maybe Instagram, like people like cosplaying as the 13th Doctor with like with the outfits and stuff like that. I think that is awesome. So that was really great. And the ending of the first episode, how it leads directly into the next episode, is perfect. I mean, I think like The Woman Who Fell to Earth and episode 2, The Ghost Monument, I feel like it's almost kind of like a two-parter because the Ghost Monument picks up, I think, like, maybe directly where The Woman Who Fell to Earth left off. So, I can see maybe this 2 episodes is kind of like a two-parter, but not really, but maybe. I don't know if that's what you guys felt, but yeah. So, anyway, so The Ghost Monument I thought was a pretty interesting episode. And, like, the Doctor and her companions, they meet up with these two people like in a race and trying to get to this thing called the Ghost Monument, and they reveal early on that the Ghost Monument is in fact the TARDIS, and I was like, okay, that's weird. But yeah, and the interactions the Doctor has with the companions and stuff like that is really good. And speaking of which, I really really like the new companions. This time around, we have 3 companions, which is kind of like an echo back to the Fifth Doctor era with, the Fifth Doctor had Nyssa, Tegan, and Adric, and then it was Nyssa, Tegan, and Turlough, and stuff like that, and then, like, the companions, like, left, like, one by one. I think, Tegan was the first to leave, then Nyssa, and then Turlough, and then the same episode Turlough left, we had Perry and stuff like that, so yeah, but anyway, so I really like the new companions, Ryan, Graham, and Yaz. I love the companions and how they're like, and like their interactions with each other and stuff like that. It's really, really good. Um, So yeah, I really really like all three of them. I think that they're really really good characters, and I think like each one of them gets something interesting to do like every single episode, which is really really good. I like that. So yeah, but with the Ghost Monument, they mentioned this. They mentioned the Timeless Child. I'm like, and everyone after that episode, everyone was just like, "Oh, who's the Timeless Child?" People think it's maybe like it's Ace or Susan or Clara for some reason. I don't know why. Um, but yeah, everyone has like their theories as to who the Timeless Child is, and I don't think that's gonna be a plot element that's gonna play later on. But who knows? Maybe it'll have something to do with the finale. I highly doubt it. So yeah, but the Ghost Monument, I really really enjoyed it. And it was really cool to see the new TARDIS interior. I think it looks excellent, and like the little custard cream dispenser, I thought that was perfect. You know, so yeah, and it looks really really good. Like the whole like little like glass TARDIS thing that like spins and stuff like that. I think that was funny as hell. I don't know why, but it just made me laugh a little bit when I saw it. But yeah, it looks really nice, and who knows? Maybe sometime maybe later on down the line we'll get like another like journey to the center of the TARDIS like episode where we'll see like more of what the TARDIS looks like on the inside and stuff like that. Because I really like that episode Journey to the Center of the TARDIS from Series 7. Getting to see all the different rooms of the TARDIS, I thought that was excellent. So maybe we'll get another episode like that. I don't know if it's going to be in this season or in Series 12, but I would like an episode, not exactly like Journey to the Center of the TARDIS, but maybe something kind of along the lines of it, or maybe just like on the DVD they could have like an interactive TARDIS tour where like the Doctor shows you around the TARDIS and you can like choose which rooms or which way to go and stuff like that, and the Doctor could be like, oh, this is so and so room, like, oh, this is the library, or this is where I have the swimming pool and stuff like that, just things like that. I think will be kind of interesting to see, but I don't know if they'll do it with when the DVD comes out. I certainly think that would be awesome, but I'm not in charge of that stuff, so there you go. um, so yeah. Anyway, so episode 3, Rosa. Holy crap, I loved that episode. I think that's my favorite episode of Series 11 so far, but I really, really like that episode. Going to Montgomery, Alabama during the 1950s, and yeah, things were not good during that time. Like the whole racism thing. I don't think they hit it like on the nose of that kind of stuff like that, but you kind of got the sense that yeah, if you were someone of color in Montgomery during the 1950s, then you were pretty much like looked down upon. Like you were seen as like at the bottom of the barrel and stuff like that. Like people did not treat you kindly, and and that just really kind of bugged me. That like even today there's still a lot of racism going on. And they made a point, like I think like near the end of the episode, that like the stuff that Rosa Parks did and stuff like that, like it never got rid of racism, but it made people realize that hey, maybe we should start treating these people you know with kindness and respect, like equality and stuff like that, and it's all because of what Rosa Parks did, like it led to the Montgomery bus boycott and like the civil rights movement and stuff like that. It's like that one little act caused something that had a huge effect on American history, and that is awesome. And I also like the fact that I think like near the end of the episode when the Doctor and her companions were about to like get off the bus, the Doctor was like, "No, wait, we need to stay on here." It's like, and they realized like, "Oh, wait, we were actually here when this happened. Like we witnessed this thing happen. Like we're a part of history. Like holy crap, And that made me think of the episode Fires of Pompeii from Series 4, when the Doctor and Donna, I think, were like in like that alien pod thing or whatever, and the Doctor really decided, oh wait, if I do this one thing, then Mount Vesuvius will erupt, and it will cause, but on the downside, it will cause the deaths of like how many people were in Pompeii that day. So it's kind of like those little things that like cause these major historical events to happen. And sometimes the Doctor and and the companions, sometimes they don't realize it until they're like, oh, wait a minute, if we leave, then this event won't happen, but if we stay, then this will happen. And that's what made that episode so brilliant, and I really like that. And the villain of the episode, I mean, he was kind of like one note, but he mentions that he was in Stormcage Prison, which is the same prison where River Song was, and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And then like the Vortex Manipulator, that automatically made me think of Jack Harkness from Torchwood. I don't know why, but it just did. Um, so I thought that was kind of interesting. So yeah, but the way he was defeated is like I think he got like flung somewhere into like the future or something like that. So I highly doubt we'll ever see him again. But yeah, so that was kind of interesting. And Yaz's interaction with Rosa Parks, I thought was kind of interesting. And Ryan getting to meet Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., that was awesome. And I was like, oh man, that is so cool. I mean, I would totally act like that if I met one of my heroes. Like, for example, if I got to meet like Freddie Mercury or David Bowie or just someone that I've always looked up to and sadly is not around anymore. Like John Lennon or something like that. I would act that same way if I was in that situation. So yeah, but yeah, it'd be kind of interesting to see. But yeah, that was kind of interesting to see Ryan's reaction to meeting Dr. Martin Luther King, and so yeah, that was kind of really cool. And the way the episode resolved, I thought it was really great, and the fact that the Doctor actually showed her companions like the asteroid that's named after Rosa Parks, that was brilliant. I like the little like history lesson, like again, like after Rosa Parks got arrested and stuff like that, like all these things happened, and I like the fact that it had a little history lesson for people who probably didn't like know about that, and stuff like that. I thought that was really, really cool. So, like, going to this historical place and also, like, having a little history lesson, I think that was really great, and kind of reminded me of the episodes of the classic era, like, the pure historicals, like, the pure historicals are episodes where the only things that weren't, like, historical, obviously, were the Doctor, the TARDIS, and the companions, and that was it, And I think this episode, it kind of felt like that, but it felt more like a pseudo-historical, like there were some science fiction elements going on, stuff like that, but they stayed pretty true to the historical facts, which was perfect, 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 and I loved that, so yeah, so that was really great. So moving on to episode 4, Arachnids in the UK. Now this episode premiered like the Sunday before Halloween, and I kind of wish that this episode did air on Halloween, but again, Doctor Who always is like airing on Sundays now, so I kind of understand why they had the episode like the Sunday before Halloween, so yeah, but anyway, so this episode was kind of a little bit creepy. Now, I'm not scared of spiders, okay? I'm not like Ron Weasley from Harry Potter. It was like always terrified of spiders, but this episode was kind of interesting, and like the spiders themselves, like they weren't really like they weren't like the villains again, stuff like that. It's kind of like, oh, this guy he's like wants to build all these hotels and he wants to like run for president of the United States and stuff like that, like beat our current president in 2020 and stuff like that, blah 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 blah. I mean, he has all fiction stuff like that, but I thought it was kind of interesting how he did not know that like all these things that he was doing were causing these spiders to grow giant size, and I think like near the end of the episode, like there's this one big spider, but the Doctor's like, oh no, like she's having like problems breathing, like she's suffocating and stuff like that, and, like the main guy like kills that spider, and the Doctor's like, oh, why'd you do that? And he was like, oh, it was a mercy killing, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, no, but the main problem I had with that is that like the guy never suffered any consequences, like he wasn't arrested or something like that. I'm just like, yeah, so I don't know if I'll ever see that character again. I highly doubt it, so yeah, but also getting to meet Yaz's family, I really, really enjoyed that. That was kind of like interesting to see her family dynamic, and also Graham going back to his old place, like seeing these visions of Grace, stuff like that. I thought it was interesting. Also, Ryan getting this letter from his dad and stuff like that, and Brian's dad saying like, "Oh, hey, you want to meet up? Let's talk about what's been going on in our lives." And blah 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 blah. And I was like, "Yeah, I highly doubt this can happen." And it was like the fact that like the doctor got them back like 30 minutes after they left. I thought that was brilliant. It wasn't going to be um, like the episode Aliens of London from Series 1 where the doctor brought Rose back like 12 months after she left, or something like that. But yeah, it's like the doctor's like, we're here. It's only been like 30 minutes after we left and stuff like that. So, blah blah blah. So, yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. So, yeah. But yeah, like the whole, and like Yaz's mom asking Yaz if she's like seeing the doctor, and the doctor's like, "Oh no, we're just friends," and blah blah blah. And I think like after that episode, like everyone thought that like maybe Yaz had kind of like a crush on the doctor. I'm like, okay, no, we've had that several times before. I mean, we've had that with Ten and Rose, Ten and Martha, 11 and Amy, but just for like a little bit because everyone knew that Amy was going to marry Rory anyway. So yeah, but then like 11 and Clara, and then I think 12 and Clara as well. I mean, I think it was kind of implied that like maybe the doctor had feelings for Clara. I guess like they both doctors 11 and 12. I don't know, but yeah. So I don't think it's implied that Yaz has feelings for the doctor. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, like to me, Yaz and the doctor, they're just good friends. That's all. I mean, we don't need another like a companion having a crush on the doctor or something like that. I mean, like, we don't need that anymore. We've had it so many times before. We don't need it again. At all. So let's just drop that whole thing and move on. So yeah, but yeah, Arachnids in the UK, that was kind of an interesting episode. And I thought it was kind of interesting a little bit. So yeah. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about yesterday's episode, the Serenga Conundrum. Boy, howdy, that was an interesting episode. Like the little creature, the Pating, like he only eats like non-organic material, so it's like, oh yeah, the people don't have to worry about being eaten, that kind of stuff like that. But like at one point the Pating like eats the sonic screwdriver and like spits it out and stuff like that. Like the doctor can't get it to work, but then like it turns on again like later in the episode. It's like, oh, like self-rebooting and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I didn't know that could happen with the sonic screwdriver. But again, like the doctor built a sonic screwdriver herself, so yeah. But anyway, and I do like the new sonic screwdriver. I just want to say I really like the design of it. It looks really interesting. So yeah, who knows? Maybe one of these days I'll actually go out and get one. So there you go. But other than that, I think that yesterday's episode was kind of interesting. Like the doctor, like at first, like she was being selfish and stuff, like, and then she realized that she was, and she was like, "Oh wait, okay, I'm making a huge terrible mistake here. I'm gonna actually like trust these guys because like, oh yeah, we're on a medical ship. These people need to get somewhere where they need medical help. Let's not try to like turn the ship around. Let's actually get to where we're going, and we'll deal with the problem on the way to where we're going." Okay, gotcha. So that kind of made sense to me a little bit, and I thought it was a very interesting episode. It kind of felt like a Base Under Siege episode from like the second Doctor era, that kind of stuff, which was kind of good. And I like the fact that like certain moments in the modern era, they're like paying homage to what happened during the classic era, and I think that is great. So kudos to you, Chris Chibnall. Kudos to you. So yeah, but overall, I thought that the Serenga Conundrum was a pretty unique episode, and also the pregnant guy. I mean, I like the fact that they made that a relevant plot point of the episode, with like the guy saying like, "Oh, I'm not fit to be a dad. I'm gonna give my kid away," and stuff like that. But like Ryan, it kind of reminded him of the fact that his dad was never around for him and stuff like that. So telling the guy, like, you should keep the child and that kind of stuff because if you give the child away, then like there's gonna be a part of you that like is gonna probably think to yourself like later down like, oh, I made a big mistake. I shouldn't have given my child away. But it's like, hey, you know what? Keep the child, and yes, you're gonna make mistakes, but at least you're going to be there for your kid. And somebody that kid's gonna love you no matter what. So I thought that was a beautiful moment in the episode. Just something that I really, really enjoyed. And yeah, so can't wait for this coming Sunday's episode. So yeah, anyway, I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think of Series 11 so far? Again, we're halfway through. And there's been rumors that we're probably not going to get a Christmas special, but more like a New Year's special. I don't know how I feel about that, but if you guys are okay with it, let me know. If you guys want a Christmas special this year, then again, let me know all that stuff down in the comment section below. Also, go to patreon.com/whobeingqueen. You guys can support me there. And each little tier gives you some perks and stuff like that. And I really want this to happen, you guys, because if I'm able to like get enough money, then hopefully I will make better videos for you guys. Because I do want to insert like little, not like audio, not like audio clips, but maybe just like pictures, stuff like that, like still pictures from the episodes and that kind of stuff. But again, I cannot do that without you guys. So if you guys want to see that happen, then please support me at patreon.com/whobeingqueen. I'll put a link to it in the description and stuff like that. So yeah, so go ahead and check it out if you want. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and you will be getting a review on Wednesday. So yeah, anyway, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys on Wednesday. Allons-y!